Hey friends, welcome back. Woodley here. Today we're talking about cleaning this chainsaw. I'm going to show you how to clean the MS250 and the tools that you need. Now, when I was younger, we heated our house with firewood, so we spent a lot of time cutting logs and splitting them, and mostly my dad did. And he had some, older saws, and a lot of times they wouldn't start. And there's nothing quite as frustrating as going and having a tool and then not having it work when you start. So when I first bought mine, one thing I did was buy a new one because I didn't want to go through that experience. And then I got to the place where it wasn't starting. And so I took it in for a tune up. And a big part of the problem that I had was I wasn't actually properly taking care of it. I wasn't cleaning it. And so I had to get some of the right tools in order to do the job. And it's not very complex, but sometimes things that are simple can be a little intimidating for us. So as you're going through here and cleaning this, first thing we're going to do is just take our nuts off. We're going to get this chain off here. And I was out cutting with this recently. So a couple of little small trees, nothing major. But, I think it's got kind of enough usage here to demonstrate to you. So you see we got some pretty good junk under there. So what I'm going to do is just take this off, and I'm going to take a little rag and kind of go through the chain here. Just wipe this off. I sucked up one of my really nice rags the other day in my shop vac, and I just put a new bag on it, so I haven't wanted to go through and collect it. So just a little old rag, just getting the junk that's off that there. Okay, now the real key tool to this process, in my opinion, we can use a brush, and I'll do that to get rid of some of that. But what's really helpful here is to have an air compressor. And when I first started, this was the one tool that I didn't have that I think is really critical to having. So I picked this one up for about 50 bucks, a little Harbor Freight, pancake one. You can get them. There's a nice Craftsman one that are more expensive. This one tends to run a lot. I shut it off so it won't run during this. It's kind of annoying to have to listen to. I'll put a link for one of those if you want to take a look at one in the description. But so we're just going to come in. We're going to blow this. And you want to get right into all those little crevices around this gear. Sometimes you need to take your brush. Some of it will stick on a little bit harder depending on how long it's been. This was just a couple days ago for me. So we're going to brush. We're going to get all that out. Now, you probably want to try to do this so you're not doing the same thing over again. So as we're cleaning this out, you can see some of this stuff kind of gets stuck on here. So just take our little tool. I always keep just a nail around and take some of that, pound it out, and I'll vacuum clean this all up when I'm done. And all this stuff can make its way into things, and little dust can cause stuff to not work like it should. So again, a little bit of time just here to get this stuff cleaned off. Take an old paintbrush, a little cheap one. Keep it handy. I like to keep this in my chainsaw bag. Have it on hand when I'm working in that. So get kind of the big stuff here with those things. Come through. Blow it out with the compressor. And then sometimes you just go through and take a little nail, and some of those little crevices we're going to get through. Okay, next up we got our bar here. Took that off. Just going to wipe this down with our rag. And what you want to pay attention to with your bar, set this over here so it doesn't get all gunked up, is the channel of the bar. And again, take your compressor, just blow that out down there. Get it nice and all nice and cleaned out. Quite a bit of, when you look closely, you'll see there's a lot of gunk that you can get up in that. Okay, so we got our bar clean. We clean this section out. We're gonna take kind of general around here, front part of this. I'm gonna take and brush this down, get all this gunk cleaned out of here. And then we're going to deal with where we have the air filter. So on the MS250, you need to bring that lever down, pull this off, and this is, it's not too dirty in here. Now, if you're going to do this, one of the things you got to be careful of is you don't want to take the air filter off and then blow it all out and leave that exposed. So if you come in and you take the air filter off here, and if you still have a little bit of work to do from your compressor standpoint, this can be a little bit tricky, so just kind of pop it off there. You want to protect that. So if you have a rag, take a little rag and put it in here so that if you're blowing things out at this stage, you're not getting anything inside that open engine. So you just take your compressor, blow this out down here for that. Now, you want to look and see here, just be real careful, try to get any little pieces out that you have up here in this section. Make sure those are out of the way. And what I like to do with your air filter, now my understanding of this is that you can clean that out with soap and water, and you can also just kind of blow it out here. Again, being careful about the I gotta remind myself just to be careful about this. I don't want to get gunk in there. And what I like to do, I picked this up from some guy, I don't remember who, but I take a little bit of the carbon choke cleaner, and I just give it a little spray with that. I found that to be helpful. Again, soap and water probably works just as well. So we're going to get that. We're going to wipe things down and get a little bit of that residual spray off here. Going to make sure that our cap comes back on this. Okay. And then I like to go around. Now this is pretty good right here, but where the gas, where that goes on, take that, wipe it down really good. Sometimes, just taking a rag and a little bit of a nail and kind of working through those grooves on there, get all that little stuff. It's just a little, it's just a little bit there. A lot of gunk can get on there. The oil one in particular seems to be a spot where a lot of gunk and grime can get kind of built up. So just taking it in there again with your rag, with a little nail, work that out. Might want to pop that off. Just gonna set this here to the side. Try to clean that out real carefully, trying to keep keep any wood chips, any dirt from getting into that chamber there. Probably can handle some, but over time you're going to run into problems. All right, and so there we have it. We're all set, and I often will leave it like this. I'm not sure if it's best to put the bar back on or to leave it with it off. And when I come back and when I'm going to go out, I'll kind of do a nice quick little sharpen of it. Go through and make sure that all those little bits are cleaned off. We're ready to go. And when I do it this way, and when you run it like this, you don't want to store it with fuel in it. So if you're going to store it for a long time, the best practice is to run it dry. And also with your compressor, you don't want to leave any compression in that air compressor. So you want to make sure that you release all the air from that. So let me know if you have any of your own tips. Did I miss anything in this? But chainsaws are great tools to have, really helpful to have them, and you want them to work when you have them. And so part of what it takes for them to work is proper care and maintenance. So thanks for checking it out today. We'll see you next time.